Welcome to New Creation Divine Parables. Today we share the parable of the Prodigal Son, a powerful story of love, forgiveness, and God's endless mercy. The parable of the Prodigal Son appears in the Gospel of Luke 15:11-32. Jesus says, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger of them said to his father, 'Father, give me the share of property that will belong to me.' So he divided his property between them. A few days later, the younger son gathered all he had and traveled to a distant country, and there he squandered his property in dissolute living. When he had spent everything, a severe famine took place throughout that country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him into his fields to feed pigs. He would gladly have filled himself with the pods that the pigs were eating, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, 'How many of my father's hired hands have bread enough and to spare, but here I am dying of hunger? I will get up and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your hired hands.' So he set off and went to his father. But while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran and put his arms around him and kissed him. Then the son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his slaves, 'Quickly bring out a robe, the best one, and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. And get the fattened calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' And they began to celebrate. Now his elder son was in the field, and as he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing. He called one of the slaves and asked what was going on. He replied, 'Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has got him back safe and sound.' Then he became angry and refused to go in. His father came out and began to plead with him, but he answered his father, 'Listen, for all these years I have been working like a slave for you, and I have never disobeyed your command. Yet you have never given me even a young goat so that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours came back, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fattened calf for him.' Then the father said to him, 'Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice, because this brother of yours was dead and has come to life. He was lost and is found.'" The parable paints a picture of a love that never gives up. The son's fall reminds us how easily we can lose our way, but his return shows the power of humility and repentance. The father's embrace is more than forgiveness. It is the heartbeat of God's mercy, greater than every mistake. The elder son's struggle whispers a warning. Don't let pride or jealousy blind you to the joy of redemption. In the end, the story shines with hope. Our failures don't define us, because God's love always opens the door to a new beginning. The story shows that when you obey your parents, you walk in safety and joy. When you think before you act, you choose the path of wisdom. When you love God, say sorry, and stay humble, He fills your life with peace. When you live with good values, you make your parents proud and bring smiles to their hearts. Choose good friends who lift you up and avoid bad company that leads you down. Even if you make mistakes, remember this: God's arms are always open. He forgives, He restores, and He welcomes you with love. But the greatest blessing is to walk with Him faithfully from the very beginning. Subscribe, watch, learn, and share the message that God's love is unconditional and His arms are always open for us.